Hey traders and investors, it's Serge Berger here. What I would like to talk about today is what makes for a great trading stock, and more specifically, why Buffalo Wild Wings, ticker symbol BWLD, is, by my definition, a great trading stock. First of all, when it comes to trading, it's important to understand that we can't completely ignore what the company does, because various different companies have various different things that will make it move based on news. If you're talking about pharmaceutical companies, or even more importantly so, biotechnology companies, if you don't know when they have their various FDA approvals or disapprovals, for that matter, then you are basically walking with blinders on. When it comes to retail stocks, you need to know when the various retail sales come out, not only for the general U.S. domestic retail sales, but also for the various companies. When do they release their retail sales, and so on and so forth. So when it comes to a stock, to me it's important that I can easily track when the certain news flow is coming out. The second thing that's important to me is that the company actually does something that I can somewhat understand. Okay, if I'm talking about, in this case, Buffalo Wild Wings, I think, and I would argue, most people can understand their business model, which is essentially operating sports bars, casual dining type of experience. We can understand that. We can understand more or less what the influences are, consumer sentiment, consumer savings rates, maybe some input costs, things like that. Maybe there's a chicken price of chicken meat that's important there, but more or less, those are the kind of things to look for. So, and then thirdly, when we're talking about a stock, what makes a good stock a good trading stock? In my opinion, it has to have some sort of rhythm, and it has to, as I say on a regular basis, it has to respect its various technical support and resistance levels, at least to some extent. So when we're looking at Buffalo Wild Wings, we have a stock here that, and I'm just going to show you this on a sort of a 12-month look back, or a little bit more than 12 months here. But you can see in the big picture, this stock is not only showing us defined breakout areas, it's also holding various support areas in a pretty clean manner without us having to reinvent the wheel and come up with a gazillion different indicators to understand what's going on. You can see it's holding its 100-day moving average, a blue one, when it isn't holding the 50-day, and vice versa. Even when it breaks down, it seems to hold lateral support, things like that. Okay, very, very important that a stock does that. And then the very last thing I think it's important for a stock, for a good trading stock, is that it actually moves enough. Okay, now if you look at this chart, it may not look like the stock moves a ton, but I can tell you on any given day, the stock tends to move 1 to 3%. Okay, 1% on a low end, and maybe 3 to 5% on the upper end. That's a pretty good rhythm for a stock. So if you want to be involved in the stocks that move 10 to 20% a day, then you are basically just increasing your risk a lot more. Whereas in this, where you have some sort of regularity to it, you can easier scale in and out of trades to find your risk better, and basically just sleep better at night. So that's my look at a couple of reasons why, things that I like to see in stocks that to me qualify as good trading stocks, and how those apply on Buffalo Wild Wings. Ticker symbol BWLD. As always, if you got any questions, you can tweet me at my Twitter handle, which is SteadyTrader. Take care.